It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Houston Rockets. For the Rockets, they come in off a win in their last game against the Trailblazers in Portland, feeling confident after a runaway win. We'll see if they carry over some of that momentum. In tonight's game, Carmelo Anthony, one of the top scorers in the history of the NBA.
History?
Yeah.
Wow, that's right. That's right.
Deep into his 30s now. Mm-hmm. And for him, Kenny, it's become about trying to win an NBA title.
Yeah, because he's got the gold medals, he's got the double-digit All-Star appearances, and a scoring title. But what he has not attained is the ultimate goal of getting the ring.
You know, he's put up some Hall of Fame numbers, and at this point, he just wants to win.
I agree.
Yeah. And what are his chances?
Doesn't matter because he'll never surpass us. We have 6 rings up here, Ernie.
Wow.
4, 2, and 0. That's 6.
You have such a great way of putting things.
Yeah, you didn't have to call Ernest out.
I didn't call him out. I just said we as a team, we have 6 rings.
That's true.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to say 4, 2, and 0.
Okay.
You just say we have 6 rings up here at this desk.
We have
Got
6
it.
rings.
6 rings at this
2
desk.
over here.
4 over there.
0. But it makes 6.
We're still champions, Ernie.
My self-esteem is taking a beating today.
That's all right.
We used to
Taking a beating.
We used to get Emmys until
Taking a beating.
But Emmys.
No,
Emmys counts as rings.
We used to get a lot of Emmys until.
Oh, that's how to go.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Let's meet the visiting team, Houston Rockets. At power forward, PJ Tucker. At the other forward position, Carmelo Anthony. At center, Clint Capella. At point guard, Chris Paul. At the other guard position, James Harden. Head coach of the visiting team is Mike D'Antoni.
Get on your feet. It's time to meet the starting lineup. Your Brooklyn Nets. The big man, 6 feet 10 inches, number 17, Ed Davis. At the small forward position, 6 feet 7 inches, number 24, Rondé Hollis Jefferson. The other forward, standing 6'8", number 35, Kenneth Fareed. Starting at shooting guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 22, Karis LeVert. At the other guard position, standing 6'5", number 1, D'Angelo Russell. The head coach of your home team is Kenny Atkinson. Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. Last game for the Nets, they picked up a W against the Pistons. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on them.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
Tip-off goes to Houston. Here's the starting group for Houston. Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. Melo and Tucker are the forwards. And it's Capella in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
And last season, they made short work of this club. 2 games, 2 wins.
Yeah, Greg, it makes sense. I mean, when you look at where they both finished, there's a reason one team was in the playoffs and the other one was on vacation.
And here are the Rockets. And with the long season ahead, for the best teams, Chris, you get the feeling they wish the playoffs could start tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, didn't we see that with Golden State last year? It looked like they were a little bored during the season.
Right.
But what happens during the playoff season? That's why we call it 2 different seasons. But once you reach that elite level, Kevin, everything you do is geared toward winning a championship. Everything you do. And so that's why it's so fun watching the best of the best.
And Golden State showed that, of course, last year. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires from deep. Houston keeps it going. A new 24-second shot clock. Tucker the pass to Paul. Tries again. And he overshot that one, missing.
Cold start for them. 3 shots, 3 misses. Good thing it's early.
Here's LeVert. Outside, Russell. And no good. Paul with the defensive effort. Here's Harden on the wing. 35 points for him last game against Portland. Capella kicks to Harden. Shoots from 14. LeVert grabs the miss.
A very shaky start for them. After 4 attempts, they're still trying to find a target.
Pass to Fareed. Davis against Capella. Davis finds Hollis Jefferson. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, as a big fella, that's the thing, Greg. You got to be quick in setting those screens. If you get a little lazy, you get called for it.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Look at the Rockets. They shoot a ton of three-pointers, Chris, despite all those perimeter attempts. They get to the free throw line at a tremendous rate.
Well, they have 2 rules, 3-pointers and layups. And with Harden and CP3, both experts at creating contact, they're going to get to the line. Some people think they're tricking the officials, but I don't. They are hard to guard. Keep your hand out the cookie jar. Love it or hate it, it's effective.
And checking out some numbers here for Chris Paul. Coming off a terrific season. Last season, he averaged 18 points per, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Hey, every symphony needs a conductor. He unifies his teammates, sets the tempo, and they make some sweet, sweet music.
Stolen by Harden. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Harden's got the ball. Anthony, no one around. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Anthony's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, earlier I spoke with Mike D'Antoni. He's tried to remain upbeat about their performance this season, even though they have not played at the level of the elite teams in the league. He said the effort's been there, we just haven't gotten the results we've been hoping for. They continue to try to find answers, Kevin. Back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And Paul gets it to go in.
Man, he's superb at finding open teammates. Harden, I love how he looks to shed a rock.
Ball against Russell. Over Paul. And the Nets miss again.
He's still looking to get into a groove this quarter.
And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
That's his 2nd foul, and now they might really go at him. I mean, try to get a 3rd foul and force him to sit on the bench.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Russell. On defense, Brooklyn. And it's Paul missing. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And you have to love the way Hollis Jefferson plays on the defensive end. So active with his length and can disrupt an offense single-handedly. The team is visibly better on defense with Hollis Jefferson on the floor.
Brooklyn shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And with Hollis Jefferson in his defense, he's not only strong, but he's versatile with whom he can guard.
Yeah, I mean, RHJ has great length, and at 6'7", he can guard almost every position on the floor. Strong on the glass, even though he's often undersized in his matchup. RHJ is anything but an average player. I really love how effective he's become on both ends.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for Houston, fresh from a win against Portland.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Oh, but I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made him pay for a lackluster effort. He may have missed it, but that's a clean look at the basket.
Dinwiddie passes to LeVert. Stolen by Harden. And it's the Rockets on the break. Here's Anthony. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
I mean, he's finding some good shots early on. And what you like about it, he's not trying to do too much.
Here's Hollis Jefferson coming off a stellar performance against Detroit. The teardrop falls in.
Oh, look at the soft touch on the teardrop.
Houston's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Now here's Paul. He's guarded close. Pass to Tucker. 6 to shoot. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. Nets trail by 4. Here's Dinwiddie. And he also played really well on that win against the Pistons. Pass to LeVert. And Brooklyn with another turnover here.
Houston ball.
The 2K leaderboard provides us now with this list of last season's assist leaders. James Harden, 3rd.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Now Tucker. Inside. Kicks it out to Paul. Fires from 14. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Paul's got his 2nd bucket of the night. For Brooklyn, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Here's Dinwiddie. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And that's just a great individual play right through the teeth of the defense.
Paul looking over the floor. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards. I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
And that one falls for Paul. And I think Chris Paul never comfortable with that ball-dominant label, Greg. He'd never played with another guard who could create, certainly on the level of Harden.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mo Pete, J.J. Redick, guys who were great shooters, but really more off-the-ball players. Chris needed to be that kind of a playmaker, but with Harden, he has someone just as gifted at creating baskets for himself and others.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Harden. Anthony with the block. Harden with it. No points in the game yet for him. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Here's Dinwiddie after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. And stolen by Gordon. Anthony finds Paul, pushing their lead to double digits. And it's a 10-point Houston lead.
He's giving them a nice lift this quarter. The shots are falling for him.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Well, one thing that sold Eric Gordon on Jordan the Rockets was the strength of their training staff. Ariza told him, you feel 10 years younger here. And he certainly looks healthy and rejuvenated.
So for the Nets, Allen comes in for Ed Davis. And Damari Carroll subbed in for Hollis Jefferson. The Rockets also changing it up. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Green comes in for James Harden. And Knight subbed in for Chris Paul. And Gordon had battled injuries in New Orleans, as the entire team had really. But as you said, Chris, it's been a different story for him with the Rockets.
Oh, yeah, and we're seeing his finishing return to levels not seen since his years with the Clippers. I mean, from his first step to his bounce inside, I mean, his athleticism, he's made a comeback.
And the Nets with possession here, following the score by Houston. Here's Napier. No good that time. Some solid defense there by Nene. Knight taking his time here. Again, the Rockets score.
And from the opening tip, they've just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, particularly on offense, where they've been completely in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Here's Dinwiddie. Steps back and fires. Rebound by Nene.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Anthony against Fareed. Knight kicks to Gordon. From the arc. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. Nets trail by 11. There's the pass to Napier. The Nets working the ball around now. Pass to Allen. Back to Napier. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Knight passes to Anthony. Over Napier. Anthony's shot is off.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
Here's Dinwiddie, defended by Gordon. Dinwiddie passes to Fareed. Green in the post, defended by Allen, and he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
For Houston, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line, so that's a nice all-around effort.
You played, C-Web, for a number of different teams. How did you personally measure an organization's quality?
It starts at the top. It's the commitment to winning. It's the little things, caring for players, everyone else there on the staff as people first, and then also setting the tone, letting people know that we're a winning organization. You know, I've been to some organization, and the word winning has never come up from the top brass, if you could believe it or not. So you know who wants to win. You see the intensity on the owner's face. You see the intensity on everyone's face as well. And you can tell by that passion whose foxhole you're in.
Now here's Gordon. He kicks it to Knight. Clock at 6.
2 minutes.
And no good. The Nets go the other way with it. Napier feeling it out a bit. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the first quarter. Kept alive. Another shot. And Fareed lays it in. Fareed's got his first bucket of the night.
He just exploited the size mismatch, and he's getting easy looks tonight.
Knight dishes to Carmelo. Over Fareed. Off the left rim and out.
Off target with what's what? Pretty good look from mid-range.
Here's Dinwiddie. Covered by Anthony. 1:12 left to play here in the first. Here's Dinwiddie. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by Gordon.
If his performance this quarter is any indication, I don't think he's the one who's going to let them out of the hole. He is dominating this quarter. He sees a soft spot in the D, and he's attacking it.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Fareed finds Napier. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And Napier is a player who took some time to find himself in the NBA. You know, LeBron touted him as his favorite player in the 2014 draft, but he played a lot of high expectations after praise early in his career.
And the Rockets making a change here. Ennis is checked in.
One shot, gentlemen.
Houston leading by 10. 35 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And that one hits back iron. Brooklyn's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Here's Dinwiddie. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Nets shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
Dinwiddie at the line for 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Anthony. And he makes both free throws. Here's Knight. He's got 5. And stolen by Napier. And here's the fast break. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Napier's got 7 points in the game. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Rockets lead by 6. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland. He said he never imagined he'd come this far.
As a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I always said it's even past my dreams. I mean, now I'm just living the moment, trying to work hard as I can, and just enjoy the present. Enjoy the present.
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt. Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you allow them to speed up the tempo, there's a good chance you're going to fall behind.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Houston, they've got Brandon Knight. Ennis out there with P.J. Tucker. Then there's Nene, and it's Gordon in at the 2 spot.
And just showing great vision there. Russell surveys the floor and whips it to the open man.
Now here's Tucker. Fareed defending. Tucker the pass to Nene. Ennis in the corner. 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Carroll. In transition, here come the Nets. Russell's running. And Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, you can't lay that pass in there any better.
Now here's Knight. Napier covering. Knight into the lane. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
For Houston, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. The Nets making a switch here. Davis is checked in. James Harden, he's checked in for the Rockets. And that one falls for Knight. Chris, when you were playing, you moved between a couple teams. What's the hardest part about getting traded that fans may not understand?
One is your ego. You don't want to usually leave. If you didn't ask for a trade, you don't want to leave that town, that city, the fans, or your players that have become friends. If you happen to be a parent, think about it. Your kids may be switching schools in the middle of the year. What if you have a kid that's in his senior year of school and you have to be traded and you may have to take the family with you? So many just tough situations for individuals and for families. The bond you develop with fans in the city and players, members of the organization, is very strong, and so it's a lot of times it's shocking and hurtful. It's how quickly can you adjust, because that new team wants you and needs you badly.
Good insight. And the first one at the line is good. And P.J. Tucker, Greg, a rugged physical defender at the forward.
And here's the guy, second-round pick back at 06, spent 5 seasons playing abroad before making his return to the association. Now he's a seasoned veteran and not shy about holding his teammates accountable, especially defensively.
Both free throws good from Tucker.
And you think about Mike D'Antoni, the modern-day godfather of pace and space. We saw this with his teams back in Phoenix, Houston. Actually, middle of the pack in pace of play. But they certainly looked to space the floor. They were shooting more threes than twos.
That's his first personal foul.
Now here's Carroll. 5 points in the game. 6 on the shot clock. Softly drops in the floater. Carroll's got 7 points in the game. And talk about Houston slowing down a bit from D'Antoni's usual run-and-gun style.
Oh, yeah, they want to get Harden, one of the best shooters and passers in the game, in a mismatch, and let him pick his man apart. D'Antoni showing more flexibility with his system than perhaps you give him credit for.
There's Hollis Jefferson. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between 3-pointers and 2-pointers tonight for the Nets.
And they've got really good balance here. I mean, the 3-ball hadn't been the strongest weapon today for them, but I'd say keep the dose just about the same. Don't change the recipe. When you've got that open shot, you got to take it.
Lays it up off the glass. Hollis Jefferson's got his second bucket of the night.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Now here's Paul. Defense is right there. Napier kicks to Russell. And good that time. And it's now only a 1-point Rocket lead.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Paul finds Capella. Pulls up. And Chris Paul the bucket on the assist from Capella. He's got 10.
Well, you got to appreciate how assured Paul is. He takes pride in torching the D on the catch and shoot.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's got 5. Here's Napier. Up again. It's good on the putback. Carroll's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Paul kicks to Ennis. Pass to Capella. Paul outside. From deep. That shot no good. The Nets go the other way with it. Now here's Napier, defended by Paul. Napier passes to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Napier. Just 4 to shoot. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Chris Paul picks up that one. Brooklyn shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And it's tied up with that one. LeVert's checked in for Damari Carroll. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. And here's Harden. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. Kicks it to Capella. The dish to Paul. From deep, Harden. LeVert grabs the miss. And here are the Nets. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Stolen by Harden. And it's the Rockets on the break. Here's Ennis. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And the free throw, no good. Brooklyn trailing. Russell left side. To the paint. And Brooklyn with another turnover here. And the upcoming schedule for Brooklyn. On Sunday, they'll face off against Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
And that game against the Warriors, I think this squad has the confidence that they can play to their strengths against them. And even though they're going after the #1 team right now in our league, they feel they can get the W.
He's not just an outside threat. Harden's a player who can score from anywhere.
Passes it to LeVert from the arc. It's rebounded by Houston. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Harden has a wide open look. The shot comes out, and it's the Nets taking it the other way. Poked away. Paul with the steal. Harden outside. Pass to Capella. Paul for three. And Davis pulls it down. And Napier will bring it up for the Nets. It's a three-point game. It's deflected. Ennis kicks to Paul. Over Napier. The shot's good from Paul. Paul's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, he's played a smart and strong game. His field goal percentage proves it.
Napier finds Davis. Over to the wing. A 15-footer. Good as the jump shot falls. Russell's got his third bucket of the night.
Yeah, with the size and quick shot release, Russell a tough cover from mid-range.
Harden against Russell. Capella dishes to Paul. Drills it from outside. Paul's got 15.
That's his mindset. Attack, attack, attack whenever possible.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Russell kicks to Davis. The pass to LeVert. That's in there. Davis with the assist. LeVert's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last 2 possessions. They're going after him.
And some nice passing there by Houston. Hands it from downtown. He has 5.
And Harden attempts more threes than just about anyone. And you don't get that kind of leeway unless you knock him down.
Timeout called the Nets. And Greg, another free agent this past summer was Chris Paul. Many unsure of what his plans might be, but he made them very clear in a hurry.
Paul signing very early in free agency with the Rockets. Huge 4-year deal worth $160 million. Rockets are in win-now mode and were willing to commit the money to Paul to give them a shot at winning a title in the next few seasons.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for the Nets. The Rockets also changing it up. Anthony comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Gerald Green in for Ennis. Pass to Paul. To the middle. Trying to find Capella. Gets it to him. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And sometimes all you got to do is lob it Capella's way. Often he takes care of the rest.
Passes it to LeVert. Takes the 3. The Rockets pull it in. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That will be their second of this 5-game road trip. Paul is doubled. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You too.
That's a jump ball.
Brooklyn with the ball. Nets trail by 8. Right wing. Here's Russell. It's good for his 4th bucket of the night. He's shooting 4 of 8.
It was a tough first quarter for him, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Paul passes to Green. Paul against Russell. Shoots from 12. And Davis pulls it down. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Taken away by Anthony. Another miss by Houston.
The D pretty much taking that possession off, but the shot's off target with nobody near him.
Out to Russell. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Shot clock at 6. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And it's LeVert missing.
And another miss. Oof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Shot's good by Anthony.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
2 minutes to go in the game. 2.
Russell passes to LeVert. 1:52 left to play here in the second quarter. Out to the right wing. Deep 2 from Russell. And too long on the shot. Rockets on offense. They're on a 17-7 run. Here's Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
Oh, and Harden is just ferocious with his dunk, just ramming it in the defense's face.
And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 11. Harden outside. He kicks it to Green. Right through the D for the layup. Green's got his second bucket tonight.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Oh, yeah, up by double digits. They're trying to keep the momentum, keep the foot on the neck. That's his focus right now.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. He has 5. And it's Russell in the corner. That's tipped. Ball against Russell. A 3-ball. Anthony can't hit.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Russell from long range. It's hauled in by Clint Capella.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Down low, kicks it out to Harden. The pass to Paul. Over Russell. Off target on the 15-footer. That'll do it for the first half. The Rockets on top. They lead by 13. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Carmelo, looked like the offense was really working there. How were you guys able to get things going so well?
We got vets. We got guys that know how to play basketball. We come together as a team. We doing that, and we're just trying to take it one day at a time. That's it.
Well, thanks for your time, Carmelo. See you in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Chris Paul had a huge first quarter. He ended up with 15 points, 2 steals, and 2 assists. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Well, Chris Paul, of course, dictating the pace in the first half, getting his teammates involved, getting himself involved. He may not run around the court like he used to, but guess what? He still got the, see, that quick burst. So quick you couldn't even believe it. See, Ernie, quick burst.
Kenny, how'd you think the Nets were playing?
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
Welcome back as we get a beautiful aerial view of the Williamsburg Bridge connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been a clinic by Chris Paul.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Oh, well, you take some chances. Sometimes you can get burned, but you hope more often than not that you can be a catalyst for the team.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. Kenneth Faried is out there with Davis, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. Brooklyn with the ball. It's a 13-point game. Outside, Russell. 6 on the shot clock. Off target from 3-point range. Russell's gotten only 4 of his 11 shots to fall here so far. Now Harden from downtown, and he's good on the 3-ball. Harden's got the first points of the second half up on the board for Houston. And the net shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Russell kicks to Fareed. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Harden. Now here's Tucker. Defense right on him. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Offensive rebound, and Davis throws it down.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback. Now here's Paul. He's got 15. And Kenneth Fareed pulls it down. Fareed's got his 6th rebound on the night. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Passes to LeVert. And he dunks it down.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
And that's a play they'll run over and over, fellas, as long as he keeps working.
Paul for 3.
Nets foul. Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Allen's checked in for the Nets.
Personal foul. Substitution for the Nets. Jarrett Allen.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Tucker finds Paul. 6 to shoot. Baseline jumper. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Whoa, the D caught a break on that play. I'm sure that is not the plan, leaving him so wide open.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. The Nets making a switch here. Carroll's checked in. Houston also making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And Gordon subbed in for Anthony. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Carroll with it. 9 points in the game so far. Out to Russell for 3. The putback. Allen passes to Carroll. Here's LeVert, guarded by Harden. They shoot again. A nice shot by LeVert. LeVert's got 4 this quarter.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
Now here's Paul. He's got 15. Over Russell. Paul missing again.
He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
And Kenneth Fareed, an outstanding performance with Team USA in 2014. But Greg, his minutes have gone down in recent seasons.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great rebounder. He's got all the athleticism you need, but he's not a shooter or a big-time defender. In today's game, you need your big man to do at least one of those two.
Clock at 6. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Shabazz Napier's checked in for Russell. And a switch here also for Houston. Brandon Knight, he's checked in for Chris Paul. Harden right side. Shot clock at 6. Back to Gordon. The Rockets again can't hit. Brooklyn with the ball. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Here's Carroll. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Knight on the wing, launches it. The Rockets with another miss. Nets trail by 6. And stolen by Knight. Gordon deciding where to go with it. He dishes it to Harden. And he gets it to go.
And with those points, He puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Nets.
And here's Napier. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Again, the Nets for 2.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
And the way they've clamped down on D has been a big factor in this run.
Now here's Nene. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Harden. The teardrop falls in. And the Rockets lead by 8.
Oh, and Harden is very good at picking apart the D on the pick and roll. Whether he's dishing the rock or shooting, the D has no idea how to slow him down.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. James Harden, the league leader in free throws made for 5 of the last 6 seasons, and he came in a close second that other season.
Yeah, I mean, about a third of his points come at the line. He's made an art of creating contact. You really think about it. Some would even say tricking the officials from time to time.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Shabazz Napier, and the Rockets making a change here as well. Ennis is checked in. Here's LeVert. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Nene.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Nets have shot 6 of 7 at the line. The first one falls. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Houston leading by 6. Now here's Knight. He's got 8. 3-pointer. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Dinwiddie kicks to Allen, and there's the call on Nene. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
4th foul of the game for him. He's starting to get into that danger zone.
Here's Carroll, 11 points in the game. Dinwiddie passes to LeVert, 6 to shoot. This one for 3.
Would love to see more of this from Gordon, showing he can make a difference on defense.
Knight, that's a 2-pointer. Kicks it out to Gordon. Outside Knight. Houston needs to get a shot off. Tucker. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And here are the Nets. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Here's LeVert. He's got 9 and stolen by Knight. And here's the fast break. Knight leading the way. 3-pointer. Rebound, Brooklyn. Allen's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's LeVert, defended by Gordon. Kicks it to Carroll. The shot, no good. So Houston will take it the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Ennis passes to Nene. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Nene is out of Brazil, a quality player for whom injuries have always been a constraining factor.
Yeah, and that's one reason you like him in that reserve role, controlling his minutes, keeping them fresh, because he's a difference maker on the floor at both ends.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Houston. And the second free throw, good. And the Nets with possession here. They trail by 7. Here's Dinwiddie. He's guarded by Knight. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. And they pick up 2. Dinwiddie's got 6 points. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. Pass to Gordon. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Eric Gordon, the 2017 Sixth Man of the Year award winner. I mean, he has found a home and just been tremendously productive with the Rockets.
And Gordon also the winner of the 2017 three-point shootout. His long-range proficiency a great fit on the Rockets.
You know, he's got that low set shot release, but man, he gets it off with great volume and one of the more prolific three-point shooters in our league.
First free throw is good.
And when he's healthy, Gordon is extremely effective, an incredible scorer who fills up the stat sheet.
Gordon hits both of them. And the Nets with possession. They're on a 16-7 run. Here's LeVert. 9 points in the game so far. Dinwiddie dishes to Allen. That one drops for him. Allen's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Now how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Knight kicks to Green. And some nice passing there by Houston. Here's Knight. Here's Nene. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Rockets lead by 7.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game, phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Allen outside. And Fareed has it in the corner. 6 to shoot. Shoots it. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. Rockets leading by 5. And here is Knight. 8 points for him. Inside. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
I mean, you can't pass up a shot from such short range.
P.J. Tucker C-Webb was an undersized power forward at the University of Texas. He made a pretty effective transition to small forward in the pros.
I mean, the way the game is going now, he's able to slide back to that power forward position as well. The strength to hold his ground. I mean, a good enough shooter to space the floor for his teammates.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Tucker. Here's Dinwiddie. 8 points for him. Allen outside. The pass to LeVert. Back to Allen. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Dinwiddie. They grab their own miss. Davis. Gordon with the defensive effort.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Nene kicks it to Tucker. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Tucker's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
But yeah, I mean, you're already getting dogged out there. I mean, and now he's landing body blows.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
For the Rockets, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anthony comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Paul in for Brandon Knight. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Green. An even 3-on-3 break. And it's Anthony with the jam.
And Melo is highly explosive, nailing shots left and right. The D has got to get it out of his hands.
Here's LeVert. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. LeVert's got 11.
He's been a different player since halftime, coming on strong now.
Paul kicks to Gordon. Back to Paul. Shot from 12. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. He's got 17.
His in-between game, deadly. It's a major surprise when Paul doesn't knock that shot down.
Capella against Allen. Here's LeVert. And that one drops. LeVert's got 10 points in just the second half.
Taking things into his own hands. He's been a beast this quarter.
Now here's Paul, guarded closely. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 6 rebounds now in the game. He kicks to Dinwiddie. Wide open. And it comes off the front of the rim. Rockets leading by 10. Pass to Paul. Now here's Capella. On the wing, Green. Back to Capella. Passes it to Paul. Shoots. Kept alive by Houston. Over in the corner, Green. Anthony against Davis. Anthony can't hit.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Well, I like the decision-making, though. I mean, that's a shot you want to keep taking.
Here's LeVert. No good there. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Rockets lead by 10. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
Way to fight, guys. Way to fight. That's all it is. That's all it is. Way to get on the floor. Way to go, guys.
Well, you can see, Greg, he sees the fighting spirit in his team right now.
Yeah, they're playing with energy and purpose. Coach sounds very pleased.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. 4th quarter on the court for the Rockets. The engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. At the 4, it's Melo with Capella playing in the middle. And it's Gordon in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Paul. There's the triple. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Paul. Anthony's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for Houston. Nets trail by 13. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul.
Dinwiddie, guarded by Harden. Dinwiddie passes to Hollis Jefferson. It's stolen by Anthony.
Maybe we can give him a pass for that turnover, only because he's been reliable up to now, mistake-free.
Another shot. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And really, Gordon gets these calls because how engaged he is. He's consistent at remaining aggressive.
As many expected him to, Carmelo Anthony choosing to opt into his contract, but his stay in Oklahoma City still came to an end.
You know, it was pretty clear that Melo and the team just didn't mesh. OKC made the choice to let him go and save on the luxury tax. Melo might not be worth max money anymore, but he could still be a factor with this team.
That free throw good from Eric Gordon. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. We've played just over 1 minute here in the 4th quarter. Nets passing it around. Here's Dinwiddie. Shot clock at 6. And Davis now top of the key. No good off the back of the rim. Houston leading by 14. Over in the corner, Paul. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
3 points.
Anthony's got 3 assists now in this one.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Here's Dinwiddie. Inside. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, Kevin, a few more possessions like that, this game will have a much different look.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Davis finds Russell, and it's good for 2.
And great play call. Just so often an initiator, Russell can also catch and fire.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
That's his 4th.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the length.
Well, let's just call it what it is. Great body control on the lane, takes the contact, still knocks it in softly off the glass. I mean, that shot just can't be blocked the way he adjusted.
Ennis, he's checked in for Houston.
He's going to finish his career way up there on the all-time steal list. That's one thing I know about CP3.
Nets trail by 18. Here's Russell, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
That's his first.
And for D'Angelo Russell, the former #2 pick, it's all about developing himself as a player and a leader. Has focused more on the team and less on himself of late, and knows what is expected of him and has to earn every second of floor time.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he makes the first. And last season, Russell had to fight for minutes upon returning from injury.
Yeah, and battles like that help mature a player and really keep them focused. Those are areas where Russell had struggled in the past. I think he and his coach both know it's not easy, but it has already started in making Russell the best player he can be. And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Here's Harden. It's good. The assist that time from Ennis. 16 points for James Harden.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Yeah, but here's the problem. they play team ball. So if you pay him too much attention, that just leaves other guys open and is too difficult of an adjustment to make.
And maybe not the most explosive athlete, but Russell has the ability to change pace and knows when to be aggressive.
Now here's Paul. Harden, no good.
Some tough D in the paint, getting between him and the bucket and stopping the easy.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul, still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Houston leading by 16. It's Harden with the drive, and Harden with the stuff.
And when Harden sees a clear lane to the hoop, just move out the way. He jumps on it, so relentless in how he exploits open space.
Dinwiddie kicks to Davis. Knocks it loose. Harden scanning the floor.
Strong D on the perimeter. That's how you got to play him.
There's Russell with the 3. Drops in the tray. Russell's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And sensing the situation, Russell with the stop and pop. Nice choice.
Paul left side. Over Russell. The shot's good from Paul. Here's Dinwiddie. Dishes it to Russell. Clock at 6. Chalk up 2 there. Russell's got 19 points.
He's ramped up his game in a big way this quarter. I don't think he likes it when they're trailing.
Rockets leading by 15. Pass to Ennis. And Ennis slams it in.
Yeah, and if you're playing in line Chris Paul, you better have your hands ready. If you're open, he'll find you, or you're going to get hit in the head.
Davis, rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Houston. On Saturday, they'll go up against the Bulls in Chicago. Then on Monday, they'll go up against the Pacers in Indiana.
And for that matchup with the Thunder, it's going to be a bit of a measuring stick for them. See just how they stack up with a team that most would feel has the edge.
That's number 5 on them. No room for error anymore. I bet they'll take it at him right now. They'll try to get him out the game.
At the line for 2.
And the first one drops.
Yeah, and with this increased aggressiveness offensively, Russell shooting more and more free throws.
LeVert's checked in for Brooklyn. And a switch here also for Houston. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Ennis. And so Russell hits them both.
That's what they want to see from him, attacking, getting whistles, and maybe causing some foul trouble.
Russell against Paul. Over Russell. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Nets trail by 15. Here's Hollis Jefferson. It's stolen by Anthony. Now Tucker. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
One shot, gentlemen.
And the free throw, no good. C-Web, a big rule change. Defenders have to give jump shooters space to land. Your thoughts on that?
Great. Thank you. Think about if a guy is hot and you can't stop him, you should not be able to embellish with the rules by sliding your foot up under a guy. If we all remember, I believe that San Antonio was up a couple of years ago on Golden State at home in Game 1, and Pachulia inadvertently put his foot up under Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi was injured. You have to give shooters space to come down. You can't be thinking about that on the way down. We don't want players injured or hurt in this game because of a lack of paying attention to detail, and I think this rule really helps it. Defenders have done it for years. It could be viewed as dirty, but I'm glad the NBA did something about it. I'm very happy about it. And check this out. I'm going to see a lot of guys knocking down even more threes. Look, the more threes he misses, I mean, the more he wants to take. Where they do that at? That's not the right mindset. This is an amazing run he's on. It's like he's been the only guy on the floor this quarter.
Nets have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Poked loose, stolen by Harden. The finish, and Harden with the stuff.
Well, Kevin, how about the quick hands of Harden? They're easily coming up with the steal thanks to his activity.
Here's LeVert. Fareed looking for an opening. Russell kicks to Fareed. Back to Russell. Shot clock at 5. Over Paul. And it falls over the rim and in. Russell's got 15 points in just the second half.
Oh, he's been dominant this quarter. I mean, he's determined to prevent the lead from getting any bigger.
Anthony against Fareed. Anthony's shot is off. Brooklyn's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Hollis Jefferson passes to Fareed. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. No good on the triple.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Anthony finds Paul. And here is Capella. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Pro basketball is one of the few sports where awards are league-wide, C-Web, and not divided by conference. I wonder if the NBA should consider giving out separate awards, for the East and the West.
Kev, I don't know about Eastern and Western Conference, but I do believe that there should be an offensive MVP. I do believe there should be a difference between MVP and maybe the best player in the league, because how do we define some of these things? So I do think we can tinker with some of the awards, but East and West, I'm not really sure with. I think it should always be about the best out of the total number of teams and conferences.
Good perspective. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Paul. Free throw good, Russell. That one misses. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Capella trying to free himself up. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Carmelo Anthony, one of the most formidable scorers ever. Top 20 in points all time in NBA history.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That's good from Anthony. And when you think about Melo's scoring back to the basket, facing up, so versatile as a scorer.
A combination of strength, quickness, and touch that you rarely see. He can go around you, through you, or shoot it right over you.
Both free throws good from Anthony. When you look at the amount of threes Chris being taken now, do you think the league as a whole is too dependent upon the perimeter offense?
I don't think so. If you look at Golden State, we all tend to think that they've shot the most threes last year. It actually was Houston.
Right.
And when you look at how Golden State does not just settle for threes, Kevin, but they can shoot them at any time. And maybe the best three-point shooter in the history of the NBA, Curry, will lay a difficult layup over the top of your head just as quick as he'll shoot a tough three from 45 feet. That's what it seems like, but the good teams like a Golden State make you feel like they're shooting a lot of threes, but actually play with a balanced game. Those that try to copycat and just shoot threes, I don't think they've won a championship yet. So I think it's about having that balance, and maybe the league overall is shooting too many threes, but the champions who shoot threes, I don't think take too many.
Here's LeVert, guarded by Harden. LeVert the pass to Fareed. Here's LeVert. Four on the shot clock. A floater, good on the shot. LeVert's got 12 points in just the second half.
Strange game for him. Barely made any noise in the first half, and here in the second, he's been everywhere.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
That's his second personal foul. 5th team foul. Shooting for Houston, P.J. Tucker. Taking 2 shots.
Two shots.
The first free throw is good. C-Webb, when you look at how basketball is taught at early levels for these kids, middle school and then high school, anything there that you would change?
Yes, I would change to developing all players and taking away positions.
Interesting.
When you were young and you're in, let's say, 3rd grade and you're the tallest player on the team, and I make you a center and I pull you to one end and I only show you how to make layups. I don't show you how to shoot threes or to dribble. I'm assuming that your body is always going to stay the same. And I believe that coaches should teach great skill sets: shooting, passing, dribbling. And when you do that, a player can then become the full player they're intended to be, instead of teaching incrementally where a player may get stuck and identified as this type of player his whole time. I think that really what you need to do is teach full skill sets and allow players to develop. Just think if someone would have said, Kevin Durant, you can only shoot layups, we wouldn't be able to see the true unicorn that he is.
Wonderful thought. And Green slams it in.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now, here is Russell. Green with the rebound.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Houston.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Carmelo Anthony.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And it's in there.
And happy to take it up inside. You see Russell under control and in charge.
Anthony with it. There's the dish to Harden. And some nice passing there by Houston. Here's LeVert. 15 seconds left in the fourth. Russell against Green. Shot clock at 5. Russell with the bucket.
A scoring machine right now. Russell with the shoot-first mindset tonight and making it look easy.
So we see Houston taking the W here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Carmelo, what did you like best about the win tonight?
We just played hard. We came out here ready to play. We jumped out there quick on the defensive end, and offensively we got it going again. And it was a great team win today, though.
Everybody contributing. Carmelo, thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.